And we will check in with a mother of 6 children who is about to reach another big milestone. The road to City Hall starts right now. Plus, an update on an inspiring story we brought you nearly 2 years ago. A Brooklyn mother of 6 is overcoming the odds with the help of a diploma from NYU. Stay with us. And then we'll introduce you to a mother of 6 who is re-entering the workforce after putting herself through college. Stay with us. And what's it like being in college with 6 kids back at home? We'll ask Helianne Duke, who graduates from NYU this month. Stay with us. Up next, we will talk with a woman who is about to graduate from college, even as she raises 6 children. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Road to City Hall. Our next guest has a remarkable story. A mother of 6 children, she graduated as the valedictorian of Kingsborough Community College back in 2007, and next Wednesday she will graduate with not 1, but 2 majors from NYU. We welcome Helianne Duke back to the program. Thank you for joining us. So about 2 years ago, you were on talking about graduating with honors, being the valedictorian of Kingsborough Community College. Next week, you're graduating from NYU with 2 majors, one in early childhood education and special education. Just tell me what's going through your mind.
I'm actually pretty excited. I can't believe that the time went by so fast, but I'm excited, and my kids are excited, my family's excited, and so I just can't wait for the semester to be over because it's been a very long road.
And you've been taking full semesters, 16, 18 credits, you said?
Yes.
I mean, how do you balance that?
Well, I got kind of used to it because when you do have to balance 6 kids, it's like, it comes like, not naturally, but it's a lot easier because you accustomed balancing a lot of stuff. So it's definitely challenging and it's very hard, but I do get by.
Because you have the 6 kids and your husband is at home, he's disabled.
Yes.
And was that kind of the impetus for you to go back to school?
Yes, it was. He had a spinal injury, and so my life pretty much turned upside down, and so that's when I made the decision to go back to school. And so he has been very supportive of me. Though he's not confined to a wheelchair, he still can do a lot of stuff.
And kind of talk about, I guess, your workload at NYU. You had these 2 majors. Kind of talk about the classes that you had.
The classes that I had, well, they were fun, and I learned a lot, but like I had to do, it's a preset curriculum, and I had to do like what was necessary in that preset curriculum. I didn't have classes to choose. And I also have a concentration in psychology. So I had the education classes, and then I had the psychology classes, and I had student teaching, and then I did tutoring with America Reads as a part-time job. And
how did you find the transition to NYU? I'd imagine it's much different than Kingsborough Community College, I guess, in terms of the workload and also maybe the makeup of the student body. I mean, how did you find NYU, and I guess specifically just interacting with the other students?
Well, it was very different from Kingsborough Community College. For one, it's really huge, and when I went there, I didn't really know anybody, but as for the makeup of some of the classes, really surprised me because they were really large, and I wasn't accustomed to large classes. Like one of my classes had like 100, and it was like a lecture class, so that was pretty shocking to me. But the transition, it took me a while to get used to the classes, and the workload is extremely heavy, and so it took me a while to get used to it, but I did.
And the students, I mean, a lot of them, I guess, late teenagers, I guess a number of them from affluent families.
Yeah, well, a lot of them, they don't know that I have a family. And,
they didn't know your story.
Yeah, they don't know my story, so I think they just assumed that I was another teenager in their class until later on in the semester when I talked about my kids or talked about my husband, they realized that, I do have a family, and they were very welcoming, very nice to me.
Were they surprised by your story?
Yes, everybody is surprised at
Were they saying, how is she handling all of this?
Yeah, they usually do ask me how I handle. Some of them in my class offer to babysit sometimes, but...
Did you ever take them up on it?
No, I didn't. I didn't take them up on it, but a lot of people are surprised when they do realize I do have a large family and going to school at the same time.
And what about the tuition? I know NYU is about $34,000 a year, and you got a partial scholarship. What about paying for the rest?
Well, after I came on the show, NYU was really generous to me. They were very forthcoming. They added some more scholarships, and then I had some anonymous donors that donated some money towards my education. So I did get it covered. In the end, it was all covered.
So it's all covered. You're not going to have to pay anything back over?
No, only my books I bought, but I wouldn't have to pay anything back.
And what's next? What type of career are you looking at?
Well, I'm going into early childhood education, and I got a job offer from Bedford-Stuyvesant Head Start, and so I put my application in, so I'm just waiting.
Waiting to see where you'll be assigned?
Waiting to see whether or not I get the job, and then we'll take it from there.
And what specifically do you want to do within the school district?
Within the school district, I am very fascinated about children and very concerned about their education, and not just their education, but the whole child. I have, kids of my own, and we don't necessarily have a lot of income, so sometimes it's very hard. So what I want to enter into is trying to help kids that doesn't have the same opportunity, because with me, for instance, I did not have, if it wasn't for some help or some people in my life that supported me, whether financially or emotionally, I wouldn't have been where I am today. So some kids just need a little push, and some kids need a little help. So that will be one of my big projects.
Do you think you could kind of serve as an inspiration to them? The fact that you did go back to school, you had this family, you had all of these other things you had to worry about, but you were able to go back and get your degree?
Yeah, I think I could be very influential in that sense, because a lot of, even where I go to church, a lot of the women in there, they're like, they thought it would have been hard to go back to school. They already started a family, and then because I did it, they say, well, if you can do it, I can do it, and I kind of encourage them to do it. And I know one of my friends, she already started.
Oh, really? So some of your friends are taking your advice and going back?
Yes.
And what do you tell your children? I know you have 6 children. The oldest one is 15. You said about to turn 16.
Yes.
Is he thinking about college already?
Well, I think he's thinking about college because, I'm in college, and I've had a great opportunity in college. So as soon as I get my workload off, then we'll start to work on his views and start to work on his choices for college, and look at some college that he might want to go to, and not necessarily that I want him to go to.
Do you want them to go to NYU?
Well, if he wants to, I will. But for me, Kingsborough first was really a good choice for me before I went to NYU. I don't know if I necessarily went straight and do 4 years in NYU, if it will be, if I will be where I am today.
And after you graduate next week, are you going to relax a bit before you start the next part of your life?
Well, I don't know if I get to relax, because I have two of my kids are graduating, so I do have to do the whole graduation week in both schools. One is going into junior high, and one is going into high school. So I have 2 graduations to be working on. So maybe I could breathe a little bit.
And what's planned for your graduation day?
My graduation day, I have no big plans yet. I just know that I'm going to go walk on stage. My family's going to be there. My daughter's going to be particularly upset because she has to miss school. She doesn't like to miss school, but it's going to be okay, because she's excited about me graduating. And if it's one thing she'll miss school for, is my graduation. And my mother will be there also, and my brother.
All right, great. That's all the time we have, helianne. Thank you so much for coming in. Good luck to you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.